The seasons will come and go. Growth, like time, never stops. The growth the world sees is nurtured by you focusing on your internal needs. Accept an invitation to explore your mindset, and then you do the things. See the good in and around you. There's so much to appreciate in the foundations that brought you here. Embrace the joy in your journey. In doing so, you'll find what feels good. Make sure you do more of that. Dig deeper. Explore why these things light you up and revel in the small joys. Recognize your journey comes in all its guises. Nothing blooms all the time. When you need to, pause, breathe, and reflect. Rest and recenter. You can do more by doing less. Clarity opens you up to possibilities and the question, what do I want? This journey is yours. It can't be navigated by anyone else's compass. With curiosity as your guide, make space to wonder and wonder. Take what's already here, acknowledge what's been, and through it all, you'll keep on growing. That's my personal manifesto. For the last 3 years or so, I've read it every day, out loud or silently. As you can see, I haven't quite memorized it. We'll get there one day. And I think everyone should have a personal manifesto. At university, I studied international business, and I had a particular love for the marketing side of things. I finished uni and have ended up working with a lot of brands, including the tech giants like Amazon and Google. But whenever you go to a brand's website, you'll see their mission statement, you might see their vision, you might even see their brand values. But what about us as individuals? Why don't we have something to help guide us, to make decisions, to help us keep on track? Something like a personal manifesto. I asked myself this question about 3 years ago and got writing, and what you heard is what we came up with. So I'm going to talk to you about why I think everyone needs a personal manifesto, and I'm going to share my story with you today. When I was 17, I went on a school trip to Belgium with my English literature class. Now you can imagine how excited a bunch of 17-year-olds are in another country, teacher supervision, but no parental supervision. After the first night, we made our way back to the hotel, and we heard the car before we saw the car, but we decided to run across the road anyway. Now, I don't know why, but halfway across the road, I stopped and looked in the direction of the car. I froze like a deer in headlights, and the speeding car hit me. I went up, came crashing down onto the windscreen, and rolled to a stop. Now, once I came to, I had 3 questions. 1, why are there so many stars in the sky? 2, what was all the commotion above me? And 3, where the heck were my teeth? Now, I have a tendency to run my tongue through the inside of my teeth, just naturally, every so often. And something felt wrong. I asked everyone looking down at me, and they tried to assure me that I was fine. It's no problem, Ramat. Your teeth are okay. Your teeth are good. So I ran my tongue through again. There was definitely something missing. Guys, we need to find my teeth. They're like, seriously? We need to find my teeth? Someone suggested we just call an ambulance. I insisted that we didn't need the ambulance. I was fine apart from the teeth situation. Never mind the fact that I had actually also broken my leg. My gut instinct was to please. I wanted to make sure everyone else was okay. I wanted to fake smile my way through it and hold back my tears. I wanted to show up as my best, even in that moment. Now, for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be the best. I was in primary school, and I remember being the only student to get 100% attendance across all years, 1 to 6, attendance and punctuality. Apart from the fact that there was a 1 week that I had to stay off school because I had chickenpox. Now I get it, contain the infection. But come on, I was so close to being the best student, so close. So in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, my teacher insisted we needed to call my parents. I remember saying to her, Miss, we don't need to do that. Like, it's my dad's birthday. I do not need to be the one to ruin his birthday. Let's just call him tomorrow. As a teacher, she made the right decision and made the call. And we got back to London, I got back to London rather, in a wheelchair and had to learn to navigate the world with crutches. I was off school for almost 3 months. And I was so sure I'd be fine. Like, I'm Ramat Tejani, I'm gonna get the grades, I'm gonna go to university, no biggie. Except I wasn't. I didn't get the grades I needed, and I had to scramble to find a university that would actually accept me, which of course I did. But I graduated into the 2008 recession. My first couple of jobs were definitely not my ideal marketing job. And after what felt like, I don't know, like a bajillion rejected emails and applications, I finally got a job as a marketing exec at a design agency. I loved it. 1 year later, I was made redundant. So of course I got another job at a data analytics startup. 8 months later, I was made redundant. So I got another job 5 weeks later. Yeah, yes, I was made redundant again. I actually spent more time applying for the job and interviewing for that last job than I spent in the actual job itself. It started to feel personal. So when I look back at all these unfortunate incidents, there's one thing that I guess my reaction to them had in common. I was so focused on trying to do what I thought was expected of me by everyone around me, rather than doing what was right for me. What I thought was expected of me by my teachers, by my parents, by my family, friends, and just society at large. And I realized I really just always wanted to be the best, and it wasn't really being true to who I actually am. I felt really lost, I'm not even gonna lie, and so I needed to tap into my true self, and I figured I'd do that by speaking to strangers. So I started an Instagram account called The Inspiration Box, and on my daily travels around London, I would ask strangers if I could take their picture and interview them. Now, people spoke about their joys, they spoke about their worries, they spoke about love, they spoke about things that truly mattered to them, and it really tapped into something in me. And I thought, I really need to figure out what it is that matters to me. So I looked back on the last few years and I decided to write a list of everything that had mattered to me and try and find some common themes. Turns out I care about a lot of things, and the list was really long. So given that there are 12 months in a year, I figured I would have 12 themes. So these are my themes. Juggling in January, feeling good in February, magnify in March, appreciation and abundance in April, mindset in May, joy in June, journeys in July, ambition in August, simplicity in September, opportunity in October, nourish in November, and downtime in December. So these kind of became like my toolbox. It kind of became the thing that I could reach into and use as a reference. And I started sharing content around these themes with everyone, basically, and especially my community. But when I looked at the themes on their own, sometimes I forgot to like remember what they were. And whilst, you know, they kind of work around the natural seasons and there's a lot of alliteration, go marketing me, I needed something a bit more concrete. So one summer of 2020, I took some whiteboard paper, some markers, and I got brainstorming. Now, I realized that I couldn't do it on my own, and so I brought my friend, Sasha, who's like, she's just great with words, and she was really good at pulling things out of my brain. And we really started brainstorming all the different themes, words that resonated, and by the end of a very long day, what we had left was my manifesto. And since then, it's been my guiding light. Now, as much as I would love to be walking around with a massive whiteboard piece of paper, it's not quite reasonable. So I ended up getting it in a copy, in a version that was just a bit more portable, A5. And so I printed loads of copies, and I put them in every single bag that I own. If you ever catch me with a bag big enough for a manifesto and I don't have one in it, it's probably because I've just given it to someone who maybe needed it more in the moment than I did. So I love this manifesto and having a personal manifesto. It feels like a rebellious act to have something that I can lean in on, especially in a world that tells us you should strive to be this, you should be more of that. I have something that grounds me in my values and my beliefs. I try to read it every day, and sometimes I don't even read the whole thing. I just take the line that I need in the moment. Nothing blooms all the time. Nothing blooms all the time. Nothing blooms all the time. Or revel in the small joys. Revel in the small joys. Revel in the small joys. So this one piece of paper has helped me in some of my most challenging times. Okay. Woo! So 2 months after I wrote my manifesto, I lost my favorite cheerleader, my mumsy. And I had no idea how grief was going to show up for me. And let me tell you, it's a shit show. I had this manifesto to remind me that I can't navigate grief in any other way but my way. I can't use anyone else's compass, even if I try. And trust me, I've tried. People told me, oh, you'll get over the pain. I haven't. People have told me that you'll stop crying. Clearly, I haven't. And people have told me that I have to be strong. I absolutely don't. I have to do it my way, even if it hurts. And having a personal manifesto has reminded me that I can do joy even if I am hurting, like by wearing a bright blue suit. My mum loved colour, like she was the queen of colour. We'd be going out for lunch and I'd look at her outfit and be like, there's a lot going on there, babe. Are you sure? Like, I feel like it's a bit too much. And she'll be like, too much for who? I like it. We all need to be a bit more like that. Take a little bit more of that for Mumsy. Be a bit more true to ourselves. So you may have listened to this talk so far and be thinking, yeah, this is great. I'm going to go and do my own. I can do this. If that's you, please go wild. I encourage it. Or you may be listening and thinking, Ramat, this is a great idea, but I do not have time. In which case, I want you to look at what you already have and what you can leverage in the world around you. I think that I've had past manifestos that existed, and I pulled them from so many different places. The Lion King gave me Hakuna Matata. Myleik Teele gave me the words, be brave. Queen Beyonce gave me the words, from now on, I'm going to be my own best friend. And so it could be a lyric from a song. It could be an entire song. It could be something that your old boss once said to you, or a passage from a holy scripture, or maybe it's a line from your journal. The choice is absolutely yours. You cannot always be the best version of yourself, but you can always try day in and day out to be true to yourself and your core beliefs. And I think that having a personal manifesto may help you get there, because this journey is yours. It can't be navigated by anyone else's compass. With curiosity as your guide, make space to wonder and wonder. Take what's already here, acknowledge what's been, and through it all, you'll keep on growing. Thank you.